Hi people, it's your girl Honey. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, I do videos about astrology, black shit, current affairs, but today's topic is going to be how to attract your Scorpio man. Just so you know, I do not sugarcoat anything at all here. It's all raw, it's all sweet and sour. I don't care. I drink tears, like I always say. But I wanted to just talk a little bit about how to attract a Scorpio man into your life. If you got a love interest and you're interested in getting this guy to like you a bit more, I've got a few secrets, you know. To start off with, I'm actually an Aries sun sign. I have my Capricorn moon, my Neptune and my Uranus in my 8th house, which is house of Scorpio. My descendant is a Sagittarius. I have Jupiter in the 1st house. So a lot of the things that I do in regards to in secret, my moon can have a little bit of a Scorpio energy, which is not something that I show people. It's all hidden. Okay, so I think that's probably why I attract Scorpio men into my life. I don't necessarily like to date them. I've made a few videos, you should check them out on my channel, why I don't date Scorpio men, which is very detailed, and you know, it's got a lot of people upset, but it's like I said, I drink tears. I don't care if I upset people, right? So anyway, just to get started, you know, how do you attract a Scorpio man into your life? I kind of feel like as a woman, you really need to have tough skin. You need to be the kind of woman who's able to, you know, take what he said, store it in your head and throw it directly back at him, okay? But remember what he said and make sure you act on it. For example, if he says to you, oh babe, like, you're putting on weight, you know, I'll throw it back like, but you got a pot belly, you know. But I will remember what he said, because I will go on a diet in secret now, and I will look good, because Scorpio men really like you to look really good. They like the women to look real sexy and be the attractive, be that attractive woman that everybody is after, everyone wants. So you need to have like a real sexual, or you've got to have sex appeal about you. A lot of Scorpios, a lot of people say Scorpio people are very sexual, you know, you're into sex and all into that nasty shit. And I find Scorpio people are about that, but I feel like other signs also are about that too, right? But that's how they like their women to look. Not slutty, but have real strong sex appeal about them, okay? They also like their women to be quite mysterious, you know, and they must not reveal too much about themselves at the beginning, right? And what I've noticed and what I tend to do, you know, if I am like talking to a Scorpio, how I tend to go about things is I will reveal enough about myself, because I'm an open book. I'm an Aries. I chat a lot, and it's very difficult when you are chatting to a Scorpio, because Scorpios are mysterious. They do not reveal too much about themselves. Furthermore, they will happily lie to you for however long it takes until they can trust you, and they'll be honest with you eventually, right? But as a Aries, I'm an open book. But what I've learned to do is, when it comes to certain things or a few different places in my life, I might let out a small piece of information, right? And then I will purposely not tell them the rest of it. So I will actually communicate to them, and I will say to them, I'm not going to tell you, you know, I'll tell you when I trust you. Because a Scorpio will never say, I can't tell you until I trust you, right? But I will communicate that, because that's what I do. I communicate. So then they then know where they stand, because I'm communicating with them and saying, look, I'm not telling you until I trust you. So what does that mean? Scorpios like a challenge. Scorpios will take your I'm not interested and still be around you, like flocking like a fucking wasp or something. They will still want to try, even though you said no to them. They will still want to be around you, even though you said I can't tell you yet. You know, I'll tell you when I trust you. They like that mystery side to things, right? You've also got to be women who is really into talking about the occult, you know, like you know, like spiritual shit, talking about astrology, just things that are like the dark side to them. You know, you must be someone who likes to talk about death and conspiracy theories, things like that, because Scorpio people do like to talk, right? But they love to talk about dark shit like this, things that other signs would be scared to talk about and be, you know, have strong opinions on it. And, you know, I've spoken to a few Scorpios, and some of them haven't even, like I said, I have those planets in my 8th house, Capricorn, Moon, Neptune and Uranus, and it makes me very interested in the occult. And I met a Scorpio one time who wasn't aware of these things going on, and when I started talking to him about it, he was so interested. And it was like, if I was to talk to maybe a Taurus about this stuff, Taurus would shut me the fuck up and say, what the fuck are you talking about? That shit don't matter. But the Scorpio guy, he was so into it. He started to research into things, and, you know, he was just so surprised by the things that he was finding. And it was really nice to see that, you know, he was able to do his own research. But that just shows you that, you know, you can stimulate different interest in these signs, or you can stimulate these interests in these signs even if they haven't looked it up themselves. They are into that shit. It's in their blood as a Scorpio. What else is there? You need to be a woman who isn't someone who plays games. You cannot play games with these signs. You need to be very, you know, direct and honest about shit, because these are not the signs that you try and get jealous for reaction. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, if you want to get someone jealous, go and get a Leo jealous, and you will see what a Leo will do. With a Scorpio, you don't ever behave in a way which can make the Scorpio jealous, because Scorpios will not forget that. A Scorpio will always hold this shit in. Like, he will talk to you and hug you and sleep with you like nothing's happened. Then 2 years down the line, when he gets the opportunity to sting your ass clock back, he will sting your ass clock back. So that is not an option I would promote to anybody who wants to go out there and make a Scorpio jealous. Don't ever do that with your life. Also, you know, if you're at like a barbecue or a social gathering with a Scorpio, with your Scorpio love interest, and you know, you're talking to other guys, that is a put off for the Scorpio. You don't ever make yourself look available to everybody when you have a Scorpio love interest, because the Scorpios will gravitate towards that woman who is in the corner by herself, being quiet. You know, you've got to make your life, you've got to make yourself look vulnerable for a Scorpio to pick you up, because Scorpios prey. And Scorpios like to think they're preying on the weak, right? But I like to stay one step ahead, right? And if I wanted a Scorpio, I would go and sit right over there in the corner. And most likely Scorpios would have clocked you before you've clocked them. Scorpios have that intense eye stare, you know, the hiding behind the hair or whatever. Like, Scorpios do that intense stare. And to some women it might be great, but, you know, to me it's a little bit, you know, intense, right? But that is how you will know a Scorpio is interested in you, by that intense stare. Furthermore, I've got a story actually, and this was probably 2013 maybe. Someone followed me on Instagram, good looking guy, you know, really attractive, really big, beefy and stocky, and I followed him back. Obviously I went clubbing maybe a few months after the follow or whatever, and I parked my car in the car park, and someone parked directly next to me. I look over and it's the guy who followed me, right? And I just saw his eyes just straight away clock me, but I just didn't take any notice. And he was in the queue before I got there, and I'm walking up past the queue, and I can see him clocking me again. But I look at him and I look away, you know, just brush my hair, look away, keep it moving. And we get into the club, and I see him looking at me in the club again with the, you know, intense eye stare, right? So I'm like, this guy is really good looking. Like, this guy is attractive, he's sexy, everything about him is great, yeah? Like, nice features in his face, just beautiful guy. But I just wasn't gonna play into it. I just wasn't into that, right? So anyway, And a couple of days after, what's he do? He messages me on Instagram. Didn't approach me in the club, but he messaged me on Instagram. Obviously he didn't approach me because I was with my friends. Scorpios don't approach you unless you are by yourself, and they will watch your every movement. And obviously I was with my friends the whole night. He's not gonna approach me, so he waited until I was at home alone to message me on Instagram. So he messaged me on Instagram, and we started talking. This was before I was even heavily into astrology. And you know, we're still cool now, we're still friends now, but my point is that you do not put yourself out there in order for a Scorpio to look at you and want to make that move on you. You've got to be by yourself, all right? They're very like sly, and they will literally prey on you as long as you are by yourself, like how a lion would, you know, go into a field where there's antelope. A lion will see one by himself and he'll go and bite on the leg. That's what they do, the same kind of shit. So, you know, don't always be around people. And also Scorpios like their women to not have such an active social life. They like to see a woman by herself most of the time, not putting herself out there too much. Like, that is what they like about their women, which is so weird. So if I ever had like a Scorpio love interest, I wouldn't be putting myself out there like that, because I would have to make sure that I look like I'm just, you know, enjoying my time on my own, because I like being in my own company, you know. And yes, a Scorpio would usually like make you his interest. So if he's really into you, he would literally be calling your phone all the time, messaging you, wanting to be around you, basically taking up your time. And that's if he hasn't got anything else to do outside of you. So if you have a Scorpio guy and he is constantly around you, constantly messaging you, you are his interest, okay? And that is very scary, because the minute you decide you want to have a girls' holiday or you want to go to your family's house for the weekend and he can't come, he's going to feel a type of way. And most likely Scorpios will hold that against you, even if you haven't done nothing necessarily wrong, but they don't forget shit. And that, you know, he will bring that up again in 10 years' time when he wants to sting you in your ass clout. So that is my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I am out.